Savings goals keeping you up at night? Let a Regions banker help you build a Regions Green Print plan, a free financial roadmap personalized for what matters to you. Start building your financial confidence. Visit Regions.com to find a branch near you. Regions Bank, member FDIC.
Broadcasting from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio inside the Gas South Convention Center in Duluth, Georgia. It's time for Gwinnett Business Radio. Gwinnett Business Radio is presented by Regions Bank. Start building your financial confidence at Regions Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing member.
Well, thank you so much, Amanda. Greetings and salutations, loyal listeners of Gwinnett Business Radio. It is your slightly annoying host, Stephen Julian. Welcome to another, perhaps, hopefully, one day soon, award-winning edition of Gwinnett Business Radio, broadcasting from the Subaru of Gwinnett studios inside the beautiful Gas South District Convention Center. Seated to my right is my trusty co-host, Harper LaBelle. Good morning, Harper.
Good morning. I'm glad that I didn't get the memo that everybody is supposed to be wearing light blue today.
You got it.
I didn't get the memo, though. That was just a good guess.
Yeah, it was a good guess. Mike sent it out on the text chain early this week.
That I'm not on?
You were on. Yeah, you didn't reply to it. But listen, people are not here to listen to us banter. Well, they are slightly, but really they're here to listen to our guests. We got two great guests today.
3 people in the studio, but 2 distinct entities.
Great guest entities. Yeah,
Yes.
I've already made a mistake, and thankfully, my trusty co-host corrected me. Yes, we have 3 guests today. From Georgia Foods doing business as Bojangles, we have Lela Dinakaran. We also have from the Buford Business Alliance, Freda Kalina and Alicia Payne. And we've got a very special treat both are going to be treats, but literal treats while Lela is here. So let's bring in Lela Dinakaran from Georgia Foods doing business as Bojangles. Lela, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Bojangles. It's bow time.
It's bow time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have to say, you did such a good job pronouncing my last name.
Thank you.
Yeah, perfect.
And did I get the first name right, too?
Yeah, you did.
All right. Well, thankfully, so my mom taught me to listen, and I asked you ahead of the time.
Yeah.
And
you have notes on like the breakdown of every pronunciation.
Well, my mom taught me.
You were prepared.
I'm trying. We'll see if you say the same things at the end of this interview. So tell us all. I think everybody listening, especially here in the Southeast, knows Bojangles, but I want you to give us the description as a franchise owner of Bojangles.
Absolutely. So Bojangles is a Southern fast food brand. We're all about Southern hospitality and Southern goodness. Fried chicken, biscuits made from scratch, tailgating food. It's my comfort food. I was born and raised in North Carolina. My dad was a franchisee when I was a kid. So I'm proud to say I'm a first-generation American and a second-generation Bojangles franchisee. So very excited to be here and talk about my product. I do have a very special treat for everybody here today. We are going to be testing some new menu items. So I have our Bo Bites. They are the perfect bite of chicken, the perfect amount of crunchiness, the perfect size, and I have some sauces for all of us to try. And then I have Bo-berry cookies. If you are, everyone's mouth just dropped.
I've had the biscuits. I can only imagine the cookies are just as good.
Yeah, so if you are a fan of our Bo-berry biscuits, you will love our Bo-berry cookies. Both of these items I'm talking about today are limited time offers. So if you're listening and you're starting to get hungry, you know where you're going for lunch today.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm excited to show you guys both these products.
Also, if you're listening, and our interviews, of course, stay in perpetuity, if you get hungry hearing about these new menu items and then you go and they're not there, then there's going to be some strongly worded emails to Georgia Foods going, hey, bring those back. They need to be on the menu permanently because I tried them one time and this time they're not there. So,
and hopefully they will be, but it really just depends on you guys listening.
As we record at the end of 2024, these are new things. So before we get to the taste test, I wanted to ask you, because you're right, Bojangles has such a good reputation as for comfort food and just being a wonderful place. And I think one of the things is they're known for their biscuits.
Yep.
And then they're also known for the fried chicken. So you kind of got breakfast, lunch, dinner included. Am I allowed to ask you if you have a favorite menu item?
Absolutely. I do.
All right. Everybody
I'm
listen
glad
up.
you asked me that.
Yeah, go for it.
My favorite Bojangles item are Bojangles Chicken Supremes.
Okay.
They are a boneless chicken option. I love the flavoring. They're so good you could eat them without sauce. However, I love dunking them in our honey mustard. Unbiasedly, I think our honey mustard is the best on the market. Please argue with me on this. I will
like
fight for it.
I'm going to have my wife try it because she is a honey mustard connoisseur.
Yeah.
So, Harper, do you have a favorite menu item at Bojangles? Because I know mine.
I go for the chicken.
Yeah.
So but the biscuit, I tell you, it just, instead of fries or something like that, some people say, well, it's kind of heavy, or I feel bloated when I'm done with it, or whatever. Well, if you're not going to eat it, I'll take your biscuit. I'd rather have two.
Cajun chicken fillet with egg.
Oh,
for
yeah.
me.
Okay.
I also like cheese, but egg is always the best. And what I love about it is when I go around to the drive-through window at my local Bojangles, the wonderful lady who works the drive-through in the morning always goes, "Thanks, baby. Have a great day." So
Oh, that's nice.
you're with family.
Southern
It's
hospitality.
Southern hospitality,
Yeah.
and she does that to everybody. So
Does she also say bless your heart?
no,
Because I know what bless your heart means.
because she's not cutting me down.
At least to me.
She's truly wishing me a great
Well,
day.
I know what it means
All
to
right,
me.
you were going to ask a question.
You go to the same Bojangles I go to, Stephen, because it's only fast
Is
food
this
I've
the
gone
Duluth
through.
one?
Well, mine's in Swanee.
Is it the
Okay.
old Peachtree
Old
Road?
Peachtree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks,
in
baby.
It's the
Lawrenceville,
only
yeah.
place where I've been called baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's great.
Your involvement, you said you're a second generation.
I
How did your
am.
father get involved? Because Bojangles itself was at 1977, am I correct? And how it starts in
Yeah,
Charlotte.
it did.
And in one restaurant, and now there's 800.
Yeah,
So the
so-
growth in 40 years, pretty exponential. And I'm
Yeah.
sure there's more on the way that we'll get to. But
Oh,
how did you,
absolutely.
your father especially, how did
Yes.
you get involved?
Great question. So, my dad immigrated here in the 80s. He came here on a tennis scholarship to Coastal Carolina and Conway, South Carolina.
Nice.
So, he was
He's
homesick.
a Chanticleer, you know that.
Yep,
he
he
Absolutely.
is.
Whatever Chanticleer is, it's
It's a bird.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
On the coast. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway,
So he wanted to eat birds after playing tennis, and he said, "I'm hungry."
So
Right?
he was craving some flavorful food. He didn't know where to go, and his roommate said, "Hey, there's this restaurant called Bojangles. They have some flavorful rice and chicken. And if you know anything about Indian cuisine, we're all about spicy, flavorful food.
Need some curry. Throw
chicken
some
and
curry
rice.
in it. Yeah.
Yes." So he walks into Bojangles, and he has his first bite of our fried chicken and dirty rice, and he fell in love. And he said, "How cool would it be to own one of these one day?" So
Had they already franchised, or is it
No.
still just the one?
So-
Well, there's one in Charlotte. Is that the first?
So it started in Charlotte, but
Yeah.
at this time, this was the 80s, so there were locations starting to spread down the south.
Okay.
So this was one of those locations. So from there, he always wanted to be, work for himself, being a business owner. And then eventually in the early 2000s, so at this point, he has a whole family to support. I'm his youngest. He has the opportunity to open his own location, and it was inside of one of his gas stations. So he started in the convenience store business. So he opened a location within one of his gas stations. And I vividly remember I was like 5 years old. I walk into this gas station and there's a Bojangles there. And that's when I first tried Bojangles Chicken Supremes. And now every time, and it's my favorite menu item, like I've shared, but now truly every time I bite into a Chicken Supreme, it reminds me of my childhood.
Now, was that location kind of unique for Bojangles? Was that
Yeah.
one of the first ones? Because there are stories of restaurant chains that started only in malls, or
Yeah.
just and convenience stores is one of those options as well.
So I don't know how many locations were, currently open for Bojangles at this time. This was in the early 2000s. So we started in 1977, just to kind of give you an idea of where the history of the brand was at in the early 2000s. But from there, he had about 6 locations during my childhood. And I was always just such a Bojangles fan. I loved our product. I loved talking about it. So I went to college. I went to Meredith College in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I ate a lot of Bojangles. I always, Saturday, Sunday morning, breakfast, lunch, I was at Bojangles.
And not necessarily at your dad's
No,
Bojangles.
no, I was just
yeah.
a organic
Yeah,
fan of the brand.
absolutely.
It was my childhood meal. I studied marketing and entrepreneurship in college, and my dad at the time, my brother's also part of the business, so he's a lot older than me, so he was already working with him. They had the opportunity to expand down in Georgia. So I graduate college in 2019, and I start working at our first Georgia location in Milledgeville, Georgia. So this was right before the pandemic hit, and I'm just working as a crew member. I'm learning the ropes of the business. And then from there, we just start seeing all of these opportunities to expand the business. And then, so from 2019 to today, we went from 1 location to 33 in Georgia.
If you don't mind, when you were getting your education, did you already have a goal in mind of having your own? So you were studying completely differently. You were probably telling some of your professors, no, that's not going to work because I have this in mind. I'm not saying you ran the show, but what an interesting perspective, because some folks have no idea.
Yeah. So,
my answer for what I want to do in my life is I don't know. I those 3 words memorized because I wasn't sure yet. But you already had a goal in mind, didn't you?
So, sort of. I knew I loved the brand, but I never really thought about it being a family business. It was just kind of like, this is where I grew up from. But it wasn't until my dad came up to me and he said, you would be so good at this. He truly saw the value in me before I even saw it in myself. And that's really why I'm here today. He said, you like our product so much, it would be so easy for you to market. So I serve as the vice president of marketing. And let me tell you something, I love talking about Bojangles food. It's so easy for me to talk about.
And I apologize when I introduced you. I did not introduce you as the vice president of marketing.
Okay.
So you did a great job of bringing it around, much like a good vice president of marketing.
Yeah.
We're speaking with Lela Dinakaran. She is the vice president of marketing with Georgia Foods doing business as Bojangles. And I'm going to be the slightly annoying host. We're not done with the interview yet. But I've waited as long as I can wait, and I thought, what a great thing to do. Mike threw some napkins on the table, as a good producer will when food has been brought in the studio, and I thought that's the cue as we continue to have the interview. I think we need to eat while we're talking on the air. So,
absolutely.
There you go. See, Lela agrees with me. I like her. Okay. She needs to come back more often. Okay, so tell us what we were trying the Bo Bites.
Yeah, so Bo Bites, they're hand-breaded in store. It's just a hand-breaded chicken tender bite, fried to crispy perfection. And if you get it with a combo, it comes with your choice of fixing, beverage, and dipping sauce. And the dipping sauce that I have here today is our creamy buffalo. Oh,
I was gonna. So I would like to. So I'm gonna be that guy.
You're already there.
I am. So first of all,
for those who can't see this,
so first of all,
you already have it in your hands and you're ready to start
we're family
tasting.
in
You're
here,
salivating and
right?
everything. Yeah.
So everybody, we're gonna pick with our fingers and we're gonna be fine with it,
Yeah.
right? And I think I would like to try one without any sauce
Okay,
first,
go for
I
it.
think that's
Yeah.
the way. Is anybody with me on that? Trying one without any sauce first? Ladies first. Okay.
Absolutely.
Our other guests are picking.
You were talking about the sauces, and there are some specifics that Bojangles has that other brands may not. So talk a little bit about why you
So-
differentiate yourself.
I already mentioned our honey mustard. It's by far my favorite.
Oh
but
my God, that's
some
great.
unique sauces that we have at Bojangles is our creamy buffalo dipping sauce. Not super spicy. We just came out with our peach honey pepper sauce. So if you like sweet with a little bit of zest, this is the sauce for you.
Yep.
See, there's that Bojangles tang right there. It's that little bit of, it's not just breading.
Yeah.
There's something in there, but
It's flavorful.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's without dipping. And yes, y'all's sauce is fantastic. And I
then-
interrupted you. Go ahead.
No,
Oh,
thank
man,
you
this
for
is good.
interrupting me. And then I also have Bo's special sauce. So truly a sauce you're not going to get anywhere else. This is zesty. It's super flavorful. A little bit of a horseradishy bite to it. Just came back on our menu after about a year and a half of us not having this.
So explain a little bit about that. There are some things like the bites that we're going to have right now, and some
Yeah.
of the sauces and treats that you have.
Yeah.
Cinnamon rolls, for example, are they there to stay?
No, so our Bowberry biscuits.
Bowberry biscuits.
Sorry,
But there's
Bowberry
a
cookie.
cinnamon- there's
So
other-
we have a cinnamon biscuit on our menu.
Right,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Cinnamon biscuit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
You're
is
sitting
that a
here
permanent?
asking questions holding a
that
nugget
varies
or
per
holding a bite.
location. That varies per location. So that's a permanent menu item.
So as a marketing executive,
Mm-hmm.
you're thinking, okay, we're going to try this, and if it works, we're going to keep it, or is it
Yeah.
seasonal? Or are you going to have a pumpkin spice for the Halloween and fall
Maybe.
in the near future? Pumpkin
We
spice
could.
chicken?
We totally could. I think the point in all of this is just to be relevant and speak to a younger consumer. Having new menu items is a very recent revenue stream for us and something that we're trying out and testing, seeing what works and what doesn't. We've had a lot of success this year. Bo Bites and cookies are definitely one of them.
Yeah. The, what are they called? The research centers that would have people do taste tests and all that.
Yeah.
I would rather know that a company says, instead of doing it in a lab or something, having a marketing, let's just let our customers figure
Yeah.
out whether or not they like it.
Yeah. And
Someone like you who fell in love with the Chicken Supreme would be someone that goes, okay, this is my standard. You probably know a lot of customers in your area, stores that you have that people frequent all the time. Hey, would you be interested in
Yeah.
trying something different? And then getting their perspective.
Absolutely. And that perspective is so valuable to us. We want to know what our customers want and what they think about our products so we can get better and appeal to them.
By the way, just so listeners who are listening, there you go. Harper showed such restraint. We need
did.
a golf clap,
man.
you know. And it's
It's
so
like
good
butter.
on its own, isn't
This
it?
is like butter. It's so
yeah,
smooth.
and by the way, for those of you that are listening that are of the age that you're Seinfeld...
Listeners that are listening,
Yeah,
you said
listeners
that.
are listening. Listen, I am in chicken heaven right now,
Yeah, I
okay?
know you
So
are.
I'm not necessarily at the top of my game. I am at the top of my chicken game, as is Bojangles. So for those listening who are of the age and you're wondering, is any double dipping happen to the Seinfeld fans out there? Heck yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Because again, we're friends gathered around a table and we're gonna overlook things. Yeah, the honey. I tried the Bo special sauce. Very good. I think no offense, I think every restaurant chain, that's one of the new things is
Yeah.
we got a special sauce.
Yep.
I will say it's special because it's very different.
Yeah.
And that's the one that you said is a little bit of a horseradishy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I can taste that. I am now going to do the honey mustard as I'm talking.
It's so good though. You don't even really need it if you don't want to
Yeah.
have a sauce. Just the batter that's
Yeah.
it's just plain without. Yeah, I'm
Elijah's pointing.
I'm
going,
getting some
absolutely.
thumbs up
yeah,
for
yeah,
that. You don't even
absolutely.
need a sauce too. if you
Ooh,
just
that
wanna
honey
eat plain.
mustard. Yeah.
And I think that's what's so special about our chicken products. Like, you don't need to drown them in sauce if you don't want to. They're good just on its own.
What is uniquely different about your chicken versus other brands of chicken that are out there? Do you cook it longer? Is there something in the
Yeah.
breading that you? I don't want you to. You can't give away the secrets.
Absolutely.
But what do you think makes it better?
It's made from scratch. It's made with a lot of thought and a lot of love. If you go back to our kitchens, you'll see real ingredients. Nothing's frozen. Nothing comes to us that we would just pop in the oven and heat up. Everything is made from scratch, including the chicken.
I have to make sure I grab a piece that's a little bit larger.
Yeah.
That way I can.
You can double
postpone-
it. Yeah.
'cause this is
Well,
going to be gone.
turn-
You know,
turn
this
the
is
other-
going to
yeah,
be gone.
Turn the other side. Okay.
Well,
so,
you mean it's not made with a lot of chemicals and words with 17 letters that have an "ite" at the end of it?
you will
know?
actually see a small flour cloud in the Bojangles,
Yes,
right?
Yes, you
because
will
they're
see-
making the biscuits.
You will see our crew
Yes.
members covered in flour, and it's because it's an important ingredient.
Absolutely.
It's real food back there.
Okay, so I did not tell you I was gonna do this, Lela, but I am gonna encourage everyone. There are all kinds of awards. We joke on this show about award-winning shows, but you got a very, very good award that I think, and I am gonna now shout out a YouTuber. If anyone does not follow Matt Mitchell, he does a lot of stuff in SEC country. He lives in Alabama, and he does a lot of stuff about SEC football, and he also does a lot of stuff about fast food restaurants. And he did one about the best biscuit. It wasn't even close. It was not even close. Among the fast food chains, no one holds a candle to the Bojangles biscuit. And is the reason because of the scratch?
And
It
it's
is
not
made
only
from
because
scratch.
you're feeding him chicken right now.
No,
that he's saying
no.
that.
I'm telling everybody, go find Matt Mitchell and go find his stuff about the best fast food biscuits. And some of your worthy competitors, they just can't hold a candle to you guys on the biscuit because it's either too hard or too soft. It's either too doughy or too. So there's got to be. You can give us something without giving
can.
away the secret. What is it?
They're made from scratch. They're over 40 steps that go
That's it.
into making a Bojangles biscuit. And quality control. We refresh our biscuits every 20 minutes. So you know you're getting a fresh biscuit every single time.
And when you say made from scratch, other places will go, oh, we make them ourselves, but that's not scratch.
Yeah.
Scratch is.
Scratch is we literally have buttermilk that we
Yeah.
pour into our biscuit
Yep.
mix, and we're mixing it and rolling it out and cutting it up.
40 steps. Come on, that's got to be
Yeah.
not as cost effective. There's got to be a better, simpler, easier way to do this. But
Yes,
you would
but
lose
not
the
the best.
quality, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
We are running out of time, and we haven't even done the cookies.
Yeah.
So tell us about the
Okay.
Bo cookies.
Bowberry cookie. So
Bowberry.
it tastes like a sugar cookie, but with bowberry bites in it. And they're melted in. It's delicious. I don't know that I can do a good job explaining it because,
So just give us one.
yeah.
That's why you brought them.
That's why I brought
Harper,
them.
you first. All right.
Okay. Just the way she explained it, with it, not only is it this, but there's more to it. Now, do I want to dip this in the honey sauce as well? You
probably could.
Oh, he's doing it.
I did. It all gets mixed up.
There's a
anyways.
little piece of chicken on the microphone here. Sorry about that.
Well, your piece of paper for your read is just covered in grease.
It's not
right now.
covered. It
Well,
has small little dabs of grease, which
Yeah.
which is a show
The
of
honey
love.
for me, the sauce, it has more honey than it does mustard. And
Yeah.
I'm not a mustard guy.
Yeah.
So thank you, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's uniquely benefits me in a way that it may not. Well, I'm more mustard. Good for you. You can try it, and I'm sure you'll like it.
Okay, can they be this
for me-
warm when we pick them up at the restaurant?
They will be.
They're warm and
Yeah.
they're not
They're warm and
gooey,
gooey.
but they're warm and chewy.
man. Yeah.
Warm and
Warm
chewy.
and chewy, yes.
Hashtag warm and chewy.
Yeah.
Nobody does hashtags anymore.
Yeah.
Now,
Sorry.
these are limited time cookies?
Limited time. So if you are interested, go now and
But you
try
know what's
them.
great? You know what's great? If I go to Bojangles and they don't have them on the menu, all right, I'll just have a Bowberry biscuit.
Yeah.
I'll just have a cinnamon biscuit. Okay. All right. You got to get these cookies. They're
Yeah.
fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
So the marketing behind this, we're going to bring this out, and we're going to see how people like it. We're going to take it away from them, even though they like it. That's not good
then what-
marketing, is it, Stephen? Yeah,
Well,
I love
It's
it.
fantastic
It's
marketing.
great
Lela.
marketing is what that is.
Well, you got to bring it back.
Yeah, well, if our customers love it, it will definitely show up again for sure. But I think it, creates demand and excitement.
And listen, so this became famous a few years ago when an unworthy competitor did something maybe with a rib, but that's disgusting. Let me just tell you guys, as listeners of this show, listen, anybody who's listened to this show for a while, when I say something that I like about food, you can take that to the bank. Or you
coming
can
from-
take it to Bojangles.
It's coming from expertise.
It's
isn't
coming
it?
from expertise. So the Bo Bites
yes.
coming soon or on
No,
the
they're
menu
on
now?
the menu.
Okay.
On the
All
menu. We
right.
have a couple weeks left on them.
Is there
so-
anything down the path that you're thinking of? What else?
You can't
There-
tell
You
us.
can't
I
tell me.
can't tell
You'd have
you
to kill us
yet.
if you tell. But
You'll just have to invite me back on the show so I
Done.
can talk about
Done.
it.
But you're always thinking about new things,
Yeah.
right? What about the growth rate? The company itself, your interest. You want to change this?
I'm trying to wrap up this interview, and you're like asking really good business questions.
We'll have
No,
the
those are
Buford
great.
Business Alliance have to come back for a later show. We're sorry, guys.
Have some Bo Bites and blueberry
Well,
cookies.
okay, so I guess
Blueberry
if we
cookies.
are wrapping up, I would just love to get everyone's final thoughts on both products. What did you like more? What did you like about it?
Should we open the mics up for? I got
Remember
food
the
in my mouth.
Seinfeld episode? Would you like more of anything? Yes, more of
More of
everything.
everything. He was on first class. This was first class. Freda and Alicia, thoughts?
Oh my gosh, I love both of them. The cookies, oh, I can't wait to go to Bojangles and get both. They're
Awesome.
amazing. Thank you for bringing
Awesome,
that.
Thank you.
The Bo Bites, they are juicy and tender. They are
Yes.
excellent without sauce. But your honey mustard, I have to agree, definitely good.
Yes.
Mike, your thoughts? Oh,
I just gave the you're not hearing it, but I just gave an applause.
Okay, thank you.
No,
Anything
Lela already knows. I'm Mr. Bojangles here. Wait, that's
no, you
I'm
can't.
not Mr. Bojangles.
Yeah.
No, I'm already a big fan.
Already taken.
Yeah.
It's already taken.
Harper?
It's excellent.
There's so much berry in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much berry in the cookie. And
I hadn't thought of that. That really, it's not like there's two berries. It's
Right.
it's loaded. You
And
get
it's not-
two every bite.
And it's not like right. It's not like, oh, I got a little bit of berry in that bite. You get a lot in every single bite. So that's fantastic. And Alicia said this too.
And it's good with the
and I think
sauce.
we've all said it now. The Bo Bites, holy cow, on their own, fantastic.
Yeah.
Pick your favorite sauce or take a bunch and find your favorite sauce. But I am a sauce guy. I love sauce. I do not need sauce with these.
Yeah.
I don't. It's not even close.
Yeah.
I don't need sauce with these.
And if I
like
could
that.
add something else, I
Yeah.
think there are a lot of nugget, quote unquote, options out
Right.
there. This Bo Bite product blows the rest of them out of the
Yep.
park.
Yep.
I mean, I think we're what some of our competitors wish they could be.
Well, it's enough meat,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not gristly, and it also is enough breading and not too much breading. I think a lot
Yeah.
of your competitors have too much breading
Yeah.
or not enough meat, and this is the perfect combination.
and that's
So
why it's
keep
a
it up.
bite. It's the
What-
perfect amount of everything.
And kids.
Yeah,
Kids
it's
love it?
perfect for kids. Yes. So we cater this option a lot to schools, but it's holiday season is upon us. Also, there's a huge football game this weekend. If you're planning a tailgate, if you're planning a holiday party, you want Bo Bites at that tailgate or at that party. We sell them at a 20 pack. So come in and see us and get that ordered.
All right. Lela Dinakaran, Vice President of Marketing with Bojangles here in Georgia.
It's Bo time.
Over 30 locations. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for wearing your fantastic Bojangles themed clothes. The very, very professional Bojangles colored suit. I wish we had YouTube to show that off, but check out the marketing pictures. And thank you for being here. And it is Bo time. So now I have to do a second interview without eating this stuff, but it was good because I'm filled with what I got. Thank you so much for being here.
And we should add, this was not a paid advertisement.
No,
I mean,
it was
this
not.
is just us doing a show, and she brought food, and
Taste test.
we've
I like
had
it.
food in the past from some places.
It's been okay. Nothing like this. I don't mind saying
Yeah.
nothing like this.
Yes.
Usually they'd bring liquor too. Maybe that was something involved. But anyway, that's You don't need that. Whew, man, this was good. Harper, you loved this, didn't you?
Love the food. Always love food. Steven loves food, but we also love Subaru, and love is what makes a Subaru a Subaru. You can enjoy the big savings and the hassle-free experience at Subaru of Gwinnett, where people sell cars. They're located at 2950 Satellite Boulevard. They're in Duluth. They're 2 blocks north of the mall. Their number is 470-824-3860. As Lela just said, the holidays are fast approaching, and if you're thinking about getting a new, previously enjoyed, or a lease on a vehicle that you don't have in your parking lot or in your driveway right now, give Subaru of Gwinnett a call. You can visit them online at SubaruofGwinnett.com. You can check out their Facebook page. You can come on in and see the difference. Subaru of Gwinnett.
We are thrilled and honored and very thankful for 2 very patient guests who sat through a little bit longer than normal interview, but we fed them for it. So
it was awesome.
Yeah, we're thrilled to welcome Freda Kalina. She is the president of the Buford Business Alliance, and also Alicia Payne, the secretary of the Buford Business Alliance. Ladies, welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right, Buford Business Alliance. Tell us about the alliance and its role in the community.
Okay, we're kind of like a small chamber. Our role is to help support different local businesses, also nonprofits, and we're hugely involved in the Buford High School. We have 2 huge festivals every year, and we have membership, and the money that we make from these festivals and our membership, we give back to the community, such as scholarships to the Buford High School. We've also given back to Red, Blue, and You. I don't know if you guys know about Red, Blue, and You, but they support first responders. They're having a huge event next Thursday at the Buford Arena. We also support Don't Make It Weird. We support Spectrum in Duluth, and just a lot of Jambos, and you name it. There's more.
Yeah. So the Buford Business Alliance, a lot of business organizations, they exist for networking. They exist for connecting businesses and nonprofits and memberships, and they usually just have regularly occurring meetings. You have some very special big events, and specifically as we're recording this, we're coming up close to the holiday parade. The Holiday Festival and Parade. Talk about this special event and this big event and what purpose it serves.
So the Holiday Festival and Parade, it's on Saturday, December the 7th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. 9 a.m. is our parade, and it's a holiday theme this year. We're giving out prizes for like the best floats, holiday themed floats. And then we immediately go into our festival, which is over 50 vendors, and it's just going to be a lot of fun with performers.
And can I add a couple things to that?
Please do.
We're going to have stage performers from 10 to 4, a variety of dancers. We have 2 bands that are going to be playing. Sniffy and the Lips from Dahlonega.
Excuse me?
Sniffy and the Lips.
I love it.
I
Sniffy
know.
and the Lips.
Yeah. From
You're a big
Dahlonega.
fan of Sniffy and the Lips, aren't you, Harper?
I'm more of a
Snuffy in the Toes?
Billy in the Cheeks.
Billy
guy.
in the Cheeks.
Yeah,
I forgot
but that's
about
okay.
that.
They're
Sorry.
not going to be there.
No,
Sorry.
they didn't want to do the show.
I know.
Yeah.
They turned us down.
They're doing a show up in Elon.
Gotcha. We're also going to have Last Call. That's a local band. And I don't know if you know this, but have you guys ever been to the Corn Maze in Buford?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear rumors that it was going to close down? There was going to be a warehouse there or whatever? Well, guess what? We have new owners, and they have joined the Buford Business Alliance. They're going to be one of our vendors, and they're going to have some fun stuff for the kids to do on that day. And they're also going to be in the parade. And they are going to start having events year-round, not just, Halloween, hay rides, but they're going to have it year-round. And so they're going to have really cool stuff for us there.
So I can get lost in the corn maze even more often now?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. It'll be called different. There will be different themes.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Christmas.
they'll use this space for other things, not just the corn maze.
Yes.
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 We're going to have a festival of lights in like the woods where they would have normally the haunted trail.
I like that.
And then we have a very, very special guest. I'm not going to tell you who it is. He's going to be in the parade, and then he'll be around the festival talking to kids. I'm not going to tell you his name, but he says ho-ho a lot.
Yeah,
So I don't know if you can guess who that is or not.
I think I know.
Wow, I There were about
It's
10
the Grinch.
things that went through my head,
It's
but
the
I don't think
Grinch.
I can say them
The Grinch is
without
coming.
getting in trouble. So
We're going to have the Grinch. Yeah, we're
Okay.
going to have the
All right.
Grinch.
I was going
got
to say, does he know Sniffy? But anyway, for those people who've never been, so obviously there's a parade and kind of the festival.
Yeah.
It's in December, and some people are like, well, it's cold in December. Now, it's Georgia cold, but it's cold.
Yeah.
So why would someone want to come out in the cold and go to this festival apart from seeing the parade and someone who says ho 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 a lot?
Right. Well, if you come, you'll find out. We have a lot of people, and it's not always cold. Sometimes it's raining, but this year we think it's going to be a great day with warm weather. You never know, but people come, they want to watch their kids. We have a lot of the students from the Buford High School performing, so that doesn't stop them. Last year it was raining, and kids were performing like crazy. I don't know.
And the vendors, a lot of vendors are Buford Business Alliance members.
Yes.
And they do it to spread cheer and also spread their information in the community.
Exactly. We have vendors that sell like jewelry to clothing. We have local businesses that you can go and find out about what they're promoting. There's a lot of giveaways that will be happening on that day. And there's going to be some really amazing food trucks there.
I was going
going
to say, let's keep the theme of the show going. Okay.
And
now what's the theme?
And people can bring their kids out to have some free entertainment, bounce houses, and other activities for kids that are all completely free. And who does not like free?
Buford has a strong food truck game.
Yes, because we all love to eat there.
Yeah.
Hey, Freda, talk a little bit about the Alliance itself and the growth that you've had. Buford itself has just grown like weeds over the past decade or so. The high school, brand new, tens of millions of dollars invested in that, in the stadium, and so the growth in the community. How do you match that type of growth with the Alliance and what you're trying to get done?
So we are actually very involved with the Buford High School. I mentor a child from the Buford High School CTE that Jennifer Wood promotes, and she is over. They sponsor the Buford Business Alliance once a year, and we have a tour of either the high school or the Buford Arena. And so we just help them in a lot of their projects. Like they have Cookies and Cocoa coming up, and we're a sponsor where the kids have the 5K run. We sponsor that. We try to help them in whatever we can. And we do a lot of interviews. Like they want to have mock interviews at the school. And a lot of us, the Buford Business Alliance members, will go there and help them with that. So we just
teaching the kids interview skills and not to say and like in every sentence.
Exactly.
I need that. My kids need that. So we
Can we hook that up with the Buford Business Alliance?
Like for sure.
For sure, that'd be
totally.
Great.
We are also one of the largest business alliances in the county. We have over 150 members now. A lot of that is because of Freda's great leadership. But like you said, there's a lot of growth in Buford, and people want to be part of something that is growing and it's exciting, something new.
And I think one thing I kind of know a little bit about the Buford Business Alliance, although I've been a member in the past, not currently, but a lot of business alliances and a lot of chambers, almost everything is after hours. Mm-hmm. One of the things that's unique about you guys, and if they do something in the morning, it's just we have coffee and donuts in the back. You guys do a very unique, you do have the after hours, but you also have the breakfast. Talk a little bit about the breakfast event on a regular basis.
Yeah, so ever since COVID, we had to find a big place to be where we could go. And I went to Tannery Row and asked them, can we have our Buford breakfast here? And they said yes. We've been having that ever since then. And it has grown. We will have anywhere from 30 to 60 people come out for breakfast. The after hours, sometimes we'll have over 100. And when I took over the Buford Business Alliance, we had less than 50 members, and now we have,
And I think what it is you've given a very solid option to do my networking either in the morning or at night. Some people do both, of course, but if you got young kids at home and you're trying to prioritize that, it's hard to get out after hours. If you also get to an age where, hey, once I get home, I want to shut down and I want to get home by 5. So you don't want to go out after hours. So to have that breakfast option is a fantastic option. And I think the other reason you're growing so much is you came here to talk about the holiday parade, and you should. It's a great event. Right. But there are so many other events that maybe not are as big, but they are definitely as important stuff in the school. And you guys are doing all these extra events that don't overwhelm businesses, but allow them to be involved. So apart from the holiday parade, you've also talked about the partnership with the school. Let me put you on the spot. What are some of the other kind of special events that you do that maybe don't get as much press as the holiday parade, but it's time to kind of bring them up now?
We have the two events. And
talk about the other big event.
That's the Buford Spring Festival. And to tell you the truth, the one we had this past year, we added 2 bouncy houses. And I think that made a huge difference. We had more people than I've ever seen. And plus, we used to have a hard time getting food trucks. We have 14 different concessions.
Wow.
A variety of anything you might. We should have Bojangles, but anyway.
You will.
I know.
I know, but you will.
We just started earlier and started planning better and gave more options for families and just more entertainment.
The second bouncy house, allowing for Stephen to be able to jump around, that's a
gonna
great
make a joke
idea.
about it. So,
I love that.
And I was going to ask, rather than event, I guess the other way I'm asking is, what are the other ways you guys are giving back to the community? You know, you talked about the school. That's another thing. Is sometimes groups are like, we do this, and there's nothing wrong with doing one thing and doing it well. But I think you guys do you find a lot of different ways to give back to the business.
Yeah, and last year I decided that we really need to give back to the school, and so I said, why aren't we giving a scholarship to the Buford High School? So we started out giving $1,000 to one student. We didn't have any money at the bank when I took over, but we've raised a lot of money. And this year we were able to give 5 deserving students $1,000 each in scholarships.
We went in all day, interviewed like 25 kids from their career and technical education department. And these kids were amazing. They would blow you out of the water. So there is Gen Z is representing, and they are really phenomenal kids. And it was so hard to narrow it down to those 5 kids. But on top of the scholarships for the high school, we love to sponsor local nonprofits. They are like the backbone, the support of the community. And we really feel that is what we really need to focus on a lot.
Well, I think the growth rate and the new people that are coming into Buford, and obviously the association itself, not just for business, hey, can you help me grow my business, but is there something that I can do to serve? Buford has always been a family environment for me, and I guess your love and passion for taking care of that. When you first became president, what was something that you wanted to get accomplished that now that you've done so, you go, this has really made it even better. You've enhanced it.
Well, I just wanted to grow our membership. So every event I went to, I was talking up our alliance and would have people coming to our events because they're free 2 times and then just $99 a year after that, which is pretty cheap. You know, I worked really hard to get people to come as visitors and get them in. It was important to me because then I wanted us to raise money so we could give back to the community because we weren't doing that.
And get people involved, right?
Yes, we
Once
weren't
they're
doing
involved,
that when
they
I
take
took
ownership,
it over.
literally with a business idea behind it.
Okay, so first thing, give the date again of the holiday parade and event, and where can people go to get information about that?
So Saturday, December 7th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The parade starts at 9. The festival starts at 10. And you can go to visitbuford.com for more information about the parade and festival.
Okay. And Freda, for those people, especially business owners in the Buford area who want to learn more about the Buford Business Alliance, where can they go and information about that?
Okay. Visitbuford.com. And that has all our information, including, upcoming events that we have. We also have Buford Community Connect, where we are going out to newcomers and dropping different advertisements off from the Buford Business Alliance members. So you can go there, or you can follow me on Facebook, Freda Kalina, because I usually post all the events there.
And is membership still $99 a year?
It is.
So in a world of raging inflation, the Buford Business Alliance had said, this far, no farther. For now, it's going to stay $99. So Freda Kalina, president of the Buford Business Alliance, and Alicia Payne, the secretary on the board of the Buford Business Alliance, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Before we wrap up, I want to remind all of our listeners that Regions is there to help your business's financial future stay on track. Regions Commercial Banking has a team of experienced bankers in Gwinnett who can guide you in all areas of growth. Get the resources you need so every step can move you closer to your business goals, just as Harper's moving closer to another bow bite. To learn more, visit regions.com/commercial-banking. Don't forget the dash. Regions Bank.
Member
FDIC. And that was undipped.
It was on dip.
It was fantastic. We had such a great time in the studio today. Want to thank Mike for producing the show. Want to thank our guests, Lela Dinakaran from Georgia Foods, doing business as Bojangles, it's Bo time, and Freda Kalina and Alicia Payne from the Buford Business Alliance. Now I'm just waiting, when is Mike going to start the music? You know it'll be immediately, right?
It's not because of us this time. It's because Mike is chewing and he doesn't want to
he's
get his greasy fingers
that's right.
all
He's got
over
to
the
wipe.
buttons.
He's got to wipe off his greasy fingers before he does the outro.
Yes, get on with it.
All right, so that is our time. That is our signal to go. Want to thank Mike for producing. Want to thank our guest Harper. Thank you for being such a great co-host. I'm
welcome.
gonna eat some great chicken. We'll talk to you
I'm gonna
later.
have a biscuit.
Oh, I'll have both.
They're
next.
award-winning, you know.
We'll catch you next time on Gwinnett Business Radio.